I remember when you were sitting at I think this might have been the rare time that you made a purchase. You were sitting there and you bought something through the window, and I think that was on one of the videos. And so many people in Ghana were like, "Wow, they buy out of the vehicles like we do," you know. So it was they were like,
right.
they do that too. It's like when people try to say that we are connected. It's like you just got to come here when you because I'm in Ghana now. Listen, I want to let everybody know what we're doing is we're having a reunion tour. And this group right here, they had, not everybody was a part of the shoppers, but the majority of the group were known as the shoppers. And what I like to do is check in with everybody after they've had a chance to get back home and process and just kind of, you know, reflect on their trip. So I thank everybody for joining me today. I think Tony just came in. Or she's coming in. She'll pop in. We had a really good time, and I enjoyed being with you guys because it was like this whole shopping thing, and I had a chance to talk with Natalie and Vicky, and so we talked about that, and then Lydia, you and Chris opened up an online store. I mean, it was so many different things. I'm just looking in and seeing just all of the. Let's see what's going on with Tony here. She's trying to come in. Ingrid got her I guess her bags made, and now she's going to be selling those actually authentically made in Ghana. So that's another part of the production. But anybody who wants to get us started, you know, tell us a little bit about how life has been over the past couple of months since we last saw each other in Ghana. And I know I saw Alan and Lisa in DC, but tell us a little bit about what's going on. Just anybody can jump in.
Oh, well, the trip's been real. And so since we've been back, you know, it's been a little boring.
Yeah.
You know,
I can agree.
Yeah, you get off the plane and, you know, you get back to the grind. So my house is filled with videos from Ghana, you know, constantly on YouTube. Or I have Afro beats playing, you know, something so that I could just, you know, envision myself back on the continent.
Yeah, those Afro beats, you'll end up knowing all the songs and the artists before you know it. That's what happened with me.
Yeah.
Just that little beat. Al, what about you?
Man, it's been real, man. You know, thinking about, you know, might have opportunity on some land over there. We are actually in the process of buying some land over in the Cape Coast.
Yeah, we just kind of waiting on the indenture.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
Yeah, so man, this has been real, man. You come back, you just start looking at things in a different light. You know what I mean? People, the places, and actually, you know, I've been meeting a lot of Nigerians, a lot of people from the motherland that are in our area that live in my neighborhood, which I never knew that they were Nigerian until I told them I went to Ghana. And it's like on my block, I think I got like 5 or 6 people in the whole cul-de-sac from Nigeria, Cameroon, Mali. You know, it's interesting, but I feel like I'm opening myself up to talking to them, and they feel comfortable talking to me. So it's been real, man. It's been real.
And they took a picture here that we've been to the continent. You know what I mean? So then, you know, that starts a conversation amongst our neighbors who we would probably have never talked to before. We just most of the time.
It gives you a different kind of street cred. It gives you
Yeah,
a
we
I
got
got
some,
the African
yeah,
cred.
we got some African clout.
Yeah,
They're
African
like, oh, wait a
cred.
minute. Oh,
Yes,
oh, you
indeed.
did. Oh,
Not
really?
street cred,
Oh,
African cred. You know what I mean?
that's right.
Throwing
That's
up the
right.
signs up there like that. Yeah.
Well, that's good. And that's good to be able to see that the gap is continuing to be bridged even on a community level, because
It
that's
is. It really is, man. And then
because
one guy,
a
he
lot of
invited us to
don't know.
yeah, one of the brothers gonna invite us into, when they have a family party. He said, man, he wants us to come by and chill. So that's real good, man. Yeah.
Hey, well, you know what? That's what it's all about, and I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad that the two of you have opened yourselves up to be willing to do that, because I mean, you all know the stuff that we've been told and the stuff that they've been told. It's like on both sides.
Like vice versa. Right?
Sides been told different things about each other, and it's like, wow. And like a lot of this stuff is not true in the sense of, if it weren't put into our minds, we wouldn't be thinking like that. And but then when you have a chance to have those conversations, it's like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, no. Oh, okay. Now I understand. Come on over and get some of this Nigerian jollof rice. Now come on over and get some of this Ghanaian jollof rice.
Yeah, my hunt for wache was real. Like we found out where we can get it.
Yeah,
and then we
you got some wache already. Y'all got some wache.
Yeah, there's that place you told us to go to in Virginia. There's one in Silver Spring.
Rahama. You went to Rahama, yeah.
But there's one in Silver Spring, and we made a beeline straight to it.
Yeah, went up there and had some good food up there, Jay.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that wache is the truth. I'm telling. I can't see that's what I'm saying. I'm looking forward to getting back on that side too, because it's some things over there in the States that have some African flavor to it. Well, that's cool. I see we have Tony to join, Ingrid's joining.
Hello.
See Natalie.
Hey.
What's up?
I see Robin.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey, ladies. Hey,
Hello.
cousins.
Right. That's him.
Wow, this is so cool. I mean, sometimes when we do tours, it's like everybody just kind of goes their own way, and you never think, but our group is still active, and that's the part that's really cool. Now, I do want to hop over to Lydia and Chris, because I want to talk to them, since they went over there and just like bought Oxford Street and bought the art center and bought wherever they How is the store going? How's business going? And tell everybody where they can find your store, because I want people to know where they can reach you and support what you're doing.
First, excuse the kid in the background. Excuse all this.
That's your legacy. That's legacy right there.
Yes. So it's going good. It's been good and interesting. And I wish we had 2 more suitcases that we took with us to bring more stuff back. No, for real.
Right.
Let me tell you, Ingrid knows. We've talked. DHL is no punk. Anyway,
DHL is no punk. Nor is Ghana Post. Neither one of them.
Right. Anyway, but no, it's been good working with Kwame. It's been good. We got our first shipment September 14th of more products. That came through Ghana Post. That took 3 weeks. And we got it.
Right. You probably had to do a little markup on it. Probably had to do a little markup on your merchandise there.
And right. And so another shipment is being sent out tomorrow.
Okay. Where can people find you? Because I want people to support what you're doing, because you're buying directly from Ghana.
Yeah.
And so this is middle people. This like you're going directly to the source. So what's your website?
Graceful Concepts by LG.com.
Okay, Graceful Concepts by LG.com. And so that's where they can find you. What type of items do you sell?
So it's a little shift. You guys saw when we bought the bags and all of that. So I'm shifting into clothing. So this last shipment was dashikis and hoodies and pants and shea butter and black soap. And so shifting kind of that direction. And jewelry, but less bags. So
Gotcha.
Kwame, the cool part, like you said about there's no middleman. So there was some pants that he sent, and I was just like, oh, I can't fit that. So I found someone to try them on, and I called him, and the person got to like directly see him, and he got to see them in the, I was just like, oh, hey, look,
Yeah.
I just want you to see. She was like, you're calling him in Africa? I was like, well, yeah. I just wanted him to see,
I
so
got it like that.
I got like that, right? Let me call him real quick. She was like, really? Now? Yeah. Hey, call me here. You see how that fits? Okay, I need something bigger than that for me. And she was like, you on the phone? Like with yeah, directly from him to me.
You got the African connection.
Yes.
That is
Oh,
that
yeah.
right there is so cool. Did you did you kind of have an idea before you went on this trip that you might go down this road?
I'm gonna say like 3 weeks prior to going, it's like I heard some say, you need to write this trip off, Nick. I'm like, how am I do that, Lord? And then it was just clear as day. You need to import products. And I was like, okay, I didn't know what I was going to buy. I didn't know how that was going to work. So we just prayed about it, and then it just presented itself. And
it's a wonderful tax write-off.
Yeah.
In addition to the business. That's how you do it, though. That's how you do it.
So anyway, I had no idea how it was going to go, what it was going to look like. And then it just happened, and I ended up on a tour with a bunch of shoppers. And
shoppers
who would say, oh, you see this? Oh, no, how much was that? Oh, let's go. And so
you had Tony wheeling and dealing, and then you had Natalie and Vicky in there wheeling and dealing, and I'm looking at everybody just back there. I said, wow, look at this. And
see, that wasn't my first experience wheeling and dealing with Africans. When I lived in Italy for 2 years, they hung out in a lot of the cities there, Padova, down in where the Leaning Tower, Pisa. And so they would holler out their prices. And I'm from the city. I work them down. And my husband be like, just shake his head. They say $100. Oh, hell no, 20. And the guy looking like 20. My husband just hold his hands up like this. You got to deal with her and I work them. I got so much African things in my house. Cheap.
You need a store.
I really do. I be taking stuff down and take pictures of it and call and send them to my family. Say, if you want it, be here by Tuesday or it's gone. So I just move it out. That's why when I was there, I didn't purchase much because I already got everything. They kept on saying, this, I have all of that. I don't need that. No, thank you. They were getting irritated. The most thing I bought back was fans. I didn't have fans. All the statues and things that they had. Oh, I got that. I got stuff all up here. On that side of the room, my husband got his man cave upstairs with all other kind of stuff in there. I could have my own store. But I enjoyed that.
But you know what? I remember when you were sitting at I think this might have been the rare time that you made a purchase. You were sitting there and you bought something through the window. And I think that was on one of the videos. And so many people in Ghana were like, wow, they buy out of the vehicles like we do, so it was they were like, right. They do that too. It's like when people try to say that we are connected, it's like, you just got to come here when you, because I'm in Ghana now. It's like, you got to come here. And when you see it, that you are, there's some kind of connection there.
Something that I found there that was so profound is that, like I said, I'm from the city, and to see how we actually hustle here stateside, they are on the grind. It's like, to me, that's deep rooted in our souls for us to provide and do what we need to do to take care of our families. That hit me real deep because I'm looking at all the things that they were walking around selling. I'm like, but where are they getting the money from? Because you didn't see nobody working. That was their job, what they were selling. I'm like, but they're selling to people, and what are they doing to get the money in the huts and things that they live? It was really taking me out because I was just in amazement because, like I said, I'm from the city. We have along the sidewalks, you have people selling things. People walking around with baskets of liters of water on their heads. They're selling anything that you could think of. They were selling it, and they were making their money.
Market for
I was so proud and overwhelmed at the same time, just looking at that. When we were driving through all those different towns, and you saw, told somebody today, they have everything we have, everything. They got the weave hair, they got the hairdressers, everything that we have here, they have there. I said, so to me, what was the sad part is that these white folks have come over here and ravaged their land and ran and took it somewhere else for us to do what we were already doing. For us to build and have, they were like, hey, they're doing too well over here. We need to take this and take it over and make them do what they had over there. They had so many amazing things. And I'm like, trying to tell people what you saw and how you felt. It was such an overwhelming trip. It just deep in my soul. And some things, it's like, it still bothers me to tell people some of the things that I saw. And I'm trying to get people to come. Talk to a few people. They're like, I said, so I'm moving on. And when you do the ad, I don't know. I know you don't want to go. So I'm not even going to talk to you anymore about it. I want to talk to people that's like, ooh, wow, I got to see this. But I'll be back over there, Jay, because my husband and I are going to come next year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was going to tell your husband I said hello again because I'm always excited when I see the husbands when they show up because we have
he's going to come.
A good time. Yeah, so
I told him, I said, how many guys was it? I said, about 4. He's like, 4. I said, yeah. I said, but they had a good time. They were over in the man cave area doing their thing, watching us do our thing. He's like, oh, okay. So he's laid back, dude, but you'll enjoy him.
That's right. Oh, I know. And I always say part of my goal is to get, of course, as many people as possible to see it. But then
I'm working on them.
When my brothers see it, it's kind of like, yes, because I know many of our stories back in the States.
It's going to touch them hard.
Yes, that's
like
what I'm saying.
It's like it did you two guys. I mean, wow. He has to see it because I can tell him all day long, but he won't know until he feels it. And I saw the pain in you guys. It just hurt my heart for just the places that we were standing. The worst place prior to this that I've stood was standing in where the Holocaust was. And it still smells of death. This took me further than that did. Because this is us that's standing here in these places.
But that's real. And people need to hear it. I mean, even now because sometimes they'll see us when we're there and kind of like in the space, but then even now, a couple of months afterwards, and still having this impact on us, it's one of those things that again you have to see for yourself. So Natalie, you and Vicky set it off a couple of weeks ago. had my YouTube blowing up and everything. It's so good to see you. And so, any additional insights? And then we're going to go to Robin, and then we're going to talk to Ingrid. I know Pat's trying to get on, so we'll give her a little time to get on. But Natalie, what's happening?
Nothing much. I'm just so glad to see everybody. And like I tell everybody, we all got there and came back home safely. And it's good to still see that everybody is doing well. And especially writing books and starting shops and stuff. And it's good to see that everybody is doing well. I'm going to school currently. So that's one of the changes I are fighting to make, is to improve myself, to learn more. And that's the main reason I want to go to Ethiopia, is to learn more. It just created a thirst in me that one trip can't fulfill.
Oh, so you understand that, because everybody think I'm crazy for like all this Africa travel, but see, y'all understand, because it's like, wait a minute, there's so much information, and that's really a good place to go. Ethiopia is really a good place. Yeah. So that's excellent. I mean, so you're in school, you're learning. It sounds like the trip had a major impression on you. And again, like when you and Vicky were talking about it, it's like, wow. I mean, you all broke it down, and it was like it just came out of you, and I was like, I didn't even realize how it touched both of you. So glad to have you on a trip, and can't wait to hear more about your educational journey. Okay, Robin's back. So okay, Ingrid, you go ahead, and then Robin, we're going to come back to you. Okay, just talking about your experience since you've been back, and then how it is still, or if it's still resonating with you, and what life has been like, all of that.
Okay, it's been very, very moving. A lot of the stuff that I wrote down while I was taking notes, I haven't had a chance to really compile them to get them on my website, because I'm still trying to get my website up. Still, the little business venture that I engaged in while I was there, that's moving pretty good. There's like a little communication gap, whereas I have to explain to him the same thing over and over again, and finally he would say, "Oh, I got it now. I didn't understand." I said,
Yeah.
"Okay, so really, the communication is kind of hard for me." I learned a lot about the DHL shipping, trying to get product from the United States to from Ghana to the United States. It's a lengthy process. I'm going with DHL because that's the most reliable right now. So I have to go with reliability. But you
Yes.
have to do what you have to do. Like I said, I'm working on my website. All the pictures that I took, except for a few that's very sacred, are going to be on my website. And it's just been very interesting. Several people have approached me about going when I go back. Ingrid, I want to go with you, because if you say you're going, you're going. And that's just how I am. I'm a lady of my word. So several people, they still calling me, you haven't changed your mind. I said, no, it won't be till next year. I will give you like at least 3-4 months notice before I even might put my name down to go. But it's been good. I can't wait to go back. It's like a
You
fever.
gonna get them bags. You gonna get them bags worked out. You're gonna go to DHL and set it off, and get them right.
Yes. And then I'm glad that you talked me into leaving my sample. I'm hearing the feedback. Okay, but you talked me into leaving my sample, and that was very good. He has made me I spoke to him today. He said he has 20 of them ready. So I'm trying to get the communication gap together as far as telling him to go to DHL. I've set up an account. You can't put my stuff in a trash bag, because he sent me a picture of my stuff in this big trash bag. I got your products ready. I said, no. You have to take them out the trash.
He doesn't know. He
Bag
don't
and put them in a
learn.
box
He don't know.
because they need the Buxty mix. Yeah, he's gonna learn. He's definitely gonna learn. So he said, okay, because I think, Jay, I guess he was waiting for you to play another part in it. I said, no, I said, I have to get the shipping part right. This is going to be a major thing,
My part was to bridge the gap. I'm the bridge.
Yeah, right. I said, maybe a time when I come back over there and get it myself, but then right now I need to know that the shipping part is done correctly. So he's working with me. It's slow, but it's
But that's the good part, though, because the thing is that once
I'm not pressed for time, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah, once you get the system worked out, it's going to flow just fine. It just takes a little bit of time. Oh yeah.
Yes.
And they want to make money.
I think I sent him a package. What about maybe? No, it wasn't a package. It was a money order I sent him. Western Union money order. And I sent it overnight. So, matter of fact, I sent it the same day. I think he got it within 2-3 hours. But anyway, about 2 or 3 days after he got it, I got a phone call from USA Customs. And the man said, "Are you Ingrid Briggs?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Did you send some money over to Ghana?" I said, "Yes, I did." He said, "Do you know the people you sent the money to?" I said, "Yes." He said, "How do you know?" I said, "I was over there on a vacation and I met a businessman and I'm trying to do some business with him." I said, "What is this about?" He said, "Oh, your money order was red flag." And he said, "There's a big scam coming out of Ghana as far as people meeting people on the internet and transferring money." So he said, "You actually met this person. You know who you're sending this money to." I said, "Yeah, I have his address, name, everything. I know who I'm sending the money to." He said, "Well, okay," because he said, "If you weren't aware of this, anything that comes from your address going into Ghana, we would have flagged it. So we'll go ahead and take the flag off and let the people know that this is a legit transfer. They don't have to like go in it and open it and follow it from one end of the country to the next. I said, yeah, it's a legit transfer. So after we spoke for about maybe 5 minutes, I called Bimi back and I said, listen, U.S. Custom, contacted me about that money I sent you. So just keep everything upright, no trouble. I don't need no bull, and do everything by the law. He said, yes, ma'am, no problem. Thanks for letting me know. I said, okay, because they're really paying attention and watching.
Hey,
It was okay.
but that's the truth. And the good thing is you are working through the process. And another thing is a lot of people wouldn't have the patience to do it. I think that's where we shoot ourselves in the foot a lot of times, because we look for the easy pathway. We look for we're not willing to go through that learning curve that comes with international trade. And because we're not willing to do that, we miss out on opportunities on both sides. So I commend everybody who's willing to venture into exploring international trade, because while other people, kind of sitting back at home, like, no, I'm not going to do that. You're saying, hey, I'm going to take the time to learn it. I'm going to go through what I have to go through.
You have to
put the money in the end.
You really, exactly. You have to put the work in, because before I set up the DHL contract, account with DHL, I just sent like seven, like a little small contract over there, maybe 3 or 4 sheets of paper, and that was $125 for one envelope, and I almost fainted. But I already told him I was going to send it DHL. He was expecting it, so I had to move forward with what I said, because there were another way of sending it, but like I said, I told him DHL, so I wanted to stick with that, and I knew I was going to be opening up an account with them. So he said he was going to, DHL rep said, I'm going to try to give you probably a 40% discount off the next package if you're going to be doing business on a regular basis. So I said, okay,
So now what we need to do is figure out, how can people buy your merchandise? You said a website's coming up. You have a website.
Yeah, the website is coming up, and I will send out a blast email to everyone, and everything will be on the internet, almost something like Lydia.
Okay, now do you have a website name that?
Yes, everything will be, including my book and a few other things that's not from Africa.
Okay, now, the reason why I'm asking is because, like, this video will last for long after we have this conversation. And so now this is what we'll do. When you're ready, we will put the link in the description. And so that way people can find it, because it's not ready right now. So you don't want to be premature with it. And we'll put the link in the description. When Ingrid is ready, you can get your book. Tell us a little bit about your book.
My book is about, my blessings and, coming up and just getting a lot of wisdom from people that I trusted and believe in, and just, following, God guidance, because everything that was happening to me, it was in divine order, and I wasn't planning on it, but the more I worked on my project, people started coming before me, and blessings that I had to write them down so I won't forget about it. So after COVID came through and they, everything was shut down, so I was home almost 2 years now working from home, although I've retired since September the 30th. I just started finding all this information I had written over the years, notebooks and notebooks of stuff, and just being at the right time at the right place, and how things started manifesting, and then my vision board and things I've learned about business and people. But you have to keep moving, because there are going to be a lot of obstacles that's going to, get in your way. People are going to say, why are you wasting your time? The naysayers, and some of it's going to get you down, but you have to move forward, move past that. Because if somebody had told me a year ago that I was going to write a book, I'd have said, nah, I don't have the time. But once I got into it, I just kept writing. And I remember, going to sleep, thinking about, I need to get up at night and just fall asleep, but not remembering that I actually got up during the night, because I always keep a paper and pencil by my bed, not remembering that I actually woke up during the night and I started writing. And the next morning I looked at it. I don't remember writing it, but it was there. So everything was in divine order. And like I said, if it happened for me, it can happen to you. That's why I named my book, You Can Do It Too.
You Can Do It Too by Ingrid Briggs. And we'll make sure to put the link in the description. When is that book, is it already ready to be purchased?
Yes, it's on the Amazon. Yes.
Okay, so they can get on Amazon.
Yes,
okay,
it's out there now. It's on Amazon.
All right, that sounds like a book that has a lot of wisdom in it.
It does. It has years and years of wisdom in it. Years. And I'm like I said, I'm glad I was able to put it out there for an example for people to follow if they take the time to read it and just understand, where I'm coming from, because if you believe it works.
Here it is.
Thank you,
Look,
my
Tony
dear.
I got my book and I took the picture.
Yes, it's out there. It's out there.
Oh wow, that is excellent. So Ingrid, thank you
like I
again.
said, just everything was in divine order. Even, right, Tony, the same publisher that published my book, Tony, her daughter used that same publisher. So like I said, I had no idea who I was going to use for a publisher, and just talking and praying, Tony's daughter, she wrote a book and she said, Ingrid, by all means, use this publisher because she published my book. And that, like I said, that was another God-given experience. Just stick with what you're doing and the answers and the revelations will come before you.
Wow. I tell you, the people I get to meet on these tours, it took for us to all meet in Africa. And when I talk about bridging the gap in the African diaspora, I was thinking it was like getting us to go over there to meet people from Africa. But then now I'm realizing that we're meeting people even from the States that we probably would have never met otherwise. And so that's another way of bridging the gap in the African diaspora. And so I'm listening, entrepreneur ideas, people willing to try different things, making land purchases, taking their inventions and taking that and using people in Ghana to create it. And then, as far, of course, using them as suppliers to provide the merchandise for the different stores. Robin.
Yes.
What has this experience been like for you since you got back?
Since I've returned, I've been in the house most of the time because New York is still has their restrictions of what you can and cannot do, even though it's open. But I've had enough conversations with friends and family to boast maximum impact, to boast my travels in Ghana, to boast the Ashanti 14. Like I walk around, if you come in my house, you get to see my kente cloth. I want you to try my coconut and honey. So like, this is gonna help you get rid of the COVID. I'm passing on the black soap to everyone. Anyone who says, "Oh, you went to Ghana?" Showed them my little bracelet. I showed them my bracelet with my new Ashanti name. So I am a proud African woman. I really enjoyed it. I had a wonderful time, and I can't wait to go back.
It was nice. It was nice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I forgot we had so many different names for the group. It was like I'm going back through it now. The shoppers, the Ashanti 14.
And you called Ingrid, I, and Pat some other names.
But the Four Amigos, right?
The Four Amigos, to Tony. There were a couple of teetotalers on the bus.
Now, did you all get the bread? Did y'all get the bread?
Yes, we did. Yes. We broke bread, literally.
The roadside bread, right?
And we get the bread. We got the bread. We got the
hot bread.
Oh, that's right. That's right. The palm bread.
It's not hot. That's right. It's hot.
I was like, I gotta see the steam coming off. We got to get the steam coming off of it. But the palm wine, y'all had the palm wine.
Yeah, the palm wine.
And then I won't tell anybody, but Tony kind of slipped away from us one time. But I won't say that about that.
I'm not ashamed. Look, I made money. I got some money from the casino. It was cool. I'm not ashamed. Hey, what?
But Tony, I'm telling you, I was talking about you last week. And Rose, you and Rose Edwards, I'm trying to tell you, the two of you are like, I kept thinking about Tony. I was like, what is this? I said, Rose, you got to meet Tony. Tony, you got to meet Rose. Because if two people had, it is almost like, it's like your husbands are the same too. It's like, I'm telling you, you gotta, when Rose sees it, I just did the interview with Rose. Watch it and you'll see it. It's classic. So
Hey, I
we
even
gotta get back.
advertised the casino. Look, what casino here in the United States can you go and they feed you, bring a tray of food, serve
Best
you,
fish
and you
I
drink
ever
as much
ate.
as you want? Woo, what?
I'm sure one of them does. I'm sure one of them. I heard they like
Not
the
here in the
Vegas.
States,
Not in
not
the States.
stateside. No, sir.
Oh, okay.
You don't get a whole plate of fried fish and French fries.
You sure
Free,
got-
free, with silverware on a roll tray, with a roll tray. What? Look, so I wasn't missing. I wasn't missing. I know where I was at.
You were handling business. Wow. I really miss you guys.
Anyone else in our group, did they knew you before we all met? Did they meet you somewhere, somehow, some other place?
Me?
Anyone in the group?
Yeah,
No.
well, one Alicia's sister had met Jay before,
Oh,
but
yeah, yeah.
she wasn't unable to make it this trip. But we
Okay,
feel
but
like
she
we've
went-
known
she
him
went
for
on another
years.
trip
All the
with Jay.
YouTube videos that we watch.
Okay, because
We just
so many
kind of
people-
feel like we know Jay for years.
Right. Because so many people ask me, how did you meet him? And I said, well, I was just surfing the net one night and I just stopped when I looked at one of his videos. So you never knew this man nowhere else? I said, no. So why did you go on a trip that expensive with a stranger? I
Probably
said,
because we threatened his life. We threatened his life. If it's not right, bruh, we're gonna talk. we're gonna have a conversation. If we were like this with them on the, on the video, we had them going and crying.
I mean, it's just so ironic that, you stranger online and take a trip with him, not knowing the outcome, but this was a godsend. This was a blessing.
Yeah, and I had showed your videos to someone else, and she said, "Wait a minute, I know that guy. That's the guy that does the plays." And I said, "I didn't know." I said, "Yeah, that's him."
Yeah, I have a very interesting story. That's the one thing I tell people. I said this journey, I would have never imagined that I would be doing this in this part of my life. It never even thought of, I never crossed my mind, but I'm telling you, I'm having the time of my life. That's the part. It's like,
It's a blessing.
when you find that thing that you see all of the years come together, and it's like, if you talk to every group has the same, when I say experience, meaning we have our own unique cultures, but we have the same experience as far as everybody knows that they're cared for. Everybody knows that someone has like put the time in to really think things through. And that's what makes these experiences. And I think everybody coming and wanting to learn and wanting to see and seeing it without obstacles, it's like, because sometimes you can go on some trips and it's like, oh man, everything is just kind of falling apart and chaos everywhere. But
Or too rigid.
thankfully we didn't have that. And I recognize things can happen at any point in time, but we do all that we can to make sure that doesn't happen. But this is the part for me, like with Ingrid, Ingrid, now I needed. So now I keep talking about Rose Edwards because Rose Edwards is Gullah Geechee. And so I'm trying to tell you, it's like we get this, it's like all these connections. That's right. From I forget, she's from Sierra Leone and she's about to go get her citizenship, but she's from down there in the Low Country. So it's like, so it's like you just begin to see all of these different connections and you meet some of the most wonderful people. And I remember the conversations that we would have off to the side. I remember Robin dancing when we stopped at the rest stop. I was like, wow, she's really feeling that. I remember catching Lydia and Vicky. They were in the back of the bus and they were I guess they just had a shopping frenzy moment happen. I was like, oh, we gotta capture this. And I'm like, Chris just real cool with it. He's real cool. He just watching. But don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. When it's time for him to bring the thunder, I know what time it is. And so you just kind of sit back and remember those moments. I mean, it's like vividly remember. I remember, you know, Pat with the mask, you know, so I remember, I remember like, I'm looking at the footage, okay, no, we got it. So anyway, that's a whole other story. But you all really made this whole summer one that I'll never forget. And that's what makes, what you all did is made it to where the next groups and all the groups in the future will continue to have these experiences because you all made it so enjoyable for everyone else. And then when we get together on future trips, because I know we're going to see each other again, I'm not even worried about that. It's like all of this is like a snowball effect. And so I want to thank everyone, all of you, and everyone who might not be on the call tonight, because I know some people had different things to do, and I know Pat was trying to get on, but just know that you
Pat
all,
said she couldn't knock it back.
yeah, I guess she's having, because everybody else is on. I'm looking.
Yeah,
I wasn't gonna say anything about Natalie. I wasn't gonna say anything. Natalie gave me a moment that I'll never forget.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yes.
it took her a second. She was like,
Real.
"Ooh."
Natalie has a
Y'all didn't talk about all that last but you know,
Jay, I have a quick question. So
Sure.
the pictures that you took while we were all together, when we were at the Ashanti village, I guess when you get back stateside for good, you'll distribute them to everyone?
Yeah, what we're gonna do is actually create an album where everybody can go, because if we put it in the WhatsApp, it'll eat up all the memory on your phone.
Okay.
So because there's so many of them.
Yes.
And so what we're gonna do is put them all, is either we use a Flickr account or we'll just create a Dropbox where everybody can download, but we have them. And or we might even do it to where if you want to get like a picture book, if you want to do that, we can do it like that. So we'll have a couple of options, but that's what we're working on to make sure
That'll be great.
that you can have those memories. And then we got the video footage of it, so it's we have all of that. So I'll let you know when we upload it.
Jay, how was your trip to the African village in Beaufort, outside of Beaufort?
Oh, I'm about to run the footage. I'm going to Nigeria tomorrow.
Oh,
so,
my God. Okay.
Yes, they're from Nigeria, right?
Yeah, I'm going to Nigeria tomorrow, and then I'm going to Egypt in a couple of weeks. Then I'm going to Kenya. Then I'm coming back, and I'm trying to sneak Sierra Leone in there, and then I'll be back in the States for a few months. But I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I could not believe what I was seeing, and I did not know that place was there. I was like, I'm driving down 17. I'm going towards Savannah. And I looked, I said, this place is really here. And they actually seceded from South Carolina. So they have their own land that Yoruba land. They're not even a part of South Carolina.
That place has been there. My mother was taking us there because we had family in Beaufort, and that was just like around the corner. So she was saying, come on, y'all, let's go. And I can remember being 10 years old and going there.
My last time I was 13, but I still remember it.
Right.
Yeah, I think they said they're about to celebrate their 50th anniversary or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's what they said, somewhere around there. I think that's, and I was like, I felt like I was, even though I have not been to Nigeria, I've been to Salvador, Brazil, and that's heavy Yoruba also. And I said, this right here, I could not believe what I was seeing. And the fact that it was less than 50 miles away from me all of those years I was in South Carolina. And the fact that, well, obviously somebody talks about it because you all have been there. But so I'm going to, when I do my Nigeria trip, I'm going to compare, I'm going to show, I'm going to bridge the gap with that, with the village. Because yeah. So that's going to be,
that's nice. Was a nightclub, and he went back there several years ago. Oh, I guess I would say about 20 years ago. And he had the women, some of the women there were dancers, and he paid them to come and do a show in his nightclub. That was like, ooh, in the 70s. And they were very, very good. Very good.
Well, and so he actually had them come from the village to come perform.
Exactly. About maybe 50 miles out of the village to his nightclub, and they did an excellent job. He might have gotten them at least 3 or 4 times because the people around in the area, they wanted them to come back, and they were very, very good dancers.
Well, I'm gonna shine some light on that village because people don't know, and
No, they
once
don't.
once we start seeing these similarities, it will again, the conversations will start to happen. I did get some muscadine grapes though. They had a big grape harbor. I got me them grapes.
Did you pay a cover charge to get in?
I think I did. I think I do. It seems like I do remember a small cover charge.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, everyone, I am glad that we had an opportunity to get back together again. I mean, you took me right back to the trip just like that. And we have to, all right, I'm about to send out, what we're going to do for our alumni. So I'll let you all know. Of course, that's for trip alumni only. We will have some incentives in there for you for upcoming trips. Like I said, I'm going to Egypt to take a look at what Egypt has to offer and how we can partner with a team in Egypt. And I'm going over to Kenya, since it's right next to Tanzania and Ethiopia, and see how we can incorporate Kenya in. But I have a feeling that folks can end up back in Ghana at some point, because we had, as a matter of fact, we have one person has moved here, 2 people have bought properties already. Others are talking, in the talking phase about it. So it's so I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to meet up at some point in time, or we'll just do like a reunion, something, or if we able to do something in the States, we'll see.
No matter where we go the next time, we also know that Ghana is probably going to be our connector. Even though we might, go to other places, we know we have to spend some more time there.
Right.
Yeah, Ghana has a very, a lot of people hate on Ghana, but what Ghana offers, and I don't think it's so much better than any other place. And I'm always very adamant about making that clear. But what Ghana offers is a peaceful introduction to the continent. And from there, what Ghana does is it allows people who have been, and this is not everyone, but it allows people who have been told so many negative things about the people on this continent, about the places on this continent, to come and to be able to get enough of the indigenous while still being able to maintain what's familiar to them. And so the culture shock, the best way to say it is the culture shock is not as intense as it could be other places. And then, there are other places on the continent where there is no culture shock at all, to the point where you're really missing part of that indigenous side, because it's so familiar that you're like, oh, I'm in Africa, but I'm not really, it's still so familiar. But anyway, I think that now that we've had this opportunity to get back together, I got to figure it out. But I'll send it in the group. I'll let everybody know what I'm working on, because I do have something I'm working on that would be cool. And I got a big birthday coming up next year, so we will talk about that. I won't say too much about that publicly. That's just on the trip. That's just for those who go on these trips. I'll share it with everybody, and that may be where everybody has a chance to get together.
So you got to take us to Nigeria.
Oh yeah, if all goes well, absolutely. If all goes well, and I anticipate everything to go very well, I am looking forward to a trip to Nigeria. And but let's see the footage. Let's see what I come back with, because that could be an extension to Ghana. Once things open up a little bit more, we're going to add Ivory Coast. We're going to add, if Nigeria comes into play, which I have a strange feeling it will, then we'll add Nigeria, or we might do a Nigeria, Ghana. There's so many different things that we could do, and just all the different connections. And you all know I'm business minded, so I'll be thinking about all of you, in my travels. And if it's something that can work well for you, I'll definitely let you know. So, all right, everybody. Well, thank you for being.
Thank
being
you.
on
Thank
the,
you.
Enjoy it. See you, man.
Stay
See everybody.
blessed. See you, y'all.
Bye.
Open up your eyes and see all the fun and mystery. Take an African
Adventures of Darren and Destiny. And Darren and Destiny are twin brother and sister, and you go on their adventures throughout the African diaspora, meaning so African diaspora destinations, primarily focused in Africa, but we go to South America, we're gonna go to the Caribbean. Their first book is going to take you to Ghana, and then we're gonna go on a safari, and from there we're gonna go to Ethiopia, and then we go to Salvador, Brazil. And what the goal is to be able to inspire curiosity in the continent of Africa, in our children from a very young age, and to really tell a more accurate story. Most of our children are exposed to negative images, late night infomercials about how bad things are, everybody's sick, everybody's poor, everyone's uneducated, but that's simply not true. So what Darren and Destiny and their family do is they go to different African destinations. They are learning about these different places. You're beginning to see positive images, but still telling the truth. I mean, that's the important thing, to tell the truth about some of the things that have occurred. But it's all done on our children's level so they begin to understand it. And it begins to pique their curiosity. They begin to learn more. And hopefully one day they will want to explore and visit the continent of Africa and its many countries. There's just so much that Darren and Destiny are able to do, and as they're doing it, it's like they begin to open the minds of a new generation, and they don't get bombarded and indoctrinated with negativity. They're actually able to see positivity and inspiring images and messages about the African diaspora, as well as those who are still indigenous to the continent of Africa, and they begin to learn more and just see things differently. So I'm excited about introducing the Adventures of Darren and Destiny.